fallen football player has died. The legacy of O.J. Simpson kicks off our trending stories. Here's a look at our hot topics brought to you by To Kill a Mockingbird at Walton Arts Center. Walt Simpson earned fame and fortune through football and show business, but his legacy forever changed on June of 1994 with the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman. Live TV coverage of his arrest went viral before viral was even a thing. If you remember that slow speed chase in the white Bronco, the public was mesmerized by his trial of the century, and he was found not guilty of murder in 1995. Simpson's family announced on his official X account that he died Wednesday of prostate cancer. O.J. Simpson was 76 years old.
Yeah, man, what a cultural touchstone that was, that white Bronco chase. It's very iconic and memorable.
Absolutely. The trial itself, I think that if you weren't familiar with O.J. Simpson at the time, the trial definitely made you familiar with him. I remember watching the chase with my grandmother.
Same.
I mean, watching the news
house.
with my grandmother, watching that white Bronco. I was watching Today Show this morning. They were talking to Bob Costas about, you know, the family mourning OJ, but then, you know, Nicole Simpson's family and then Ron Goldman's family as well, and reactions from them. And, you know, two things can be true at once. You know, you can be sad about OJ, but also want to honor and give kind of space for Nicole Simpson's family and Ronald Goldman's family. So definitely interesting. I did not know that he had had a cancer diagnosis.
I didn't either, honestly, so that was kind of out of left field for me yesterday to learn this news. But yeah, what a big event that was in our history. The one-size-fits-all approach may be the downfall of one major clothing brand. A new documentary focused on the fast fashion brand Brandy Melville dives into the company's alleged discriminatory practices and negative environmental impact. The clothing company aimed at young girls has had a cult following since the brand's business expanded globally. Several former employees share their stories of toxic workplace behavior in an HBO deep dive documentary that is out for streaming right now. I have to be honest, I hadn't heard of this brand, but I was speaking with our producer, Maddie, a little bit earlier. She informed me it's huge. I mean, it's a big brand, and fascinating to me, the one-size-fits-all sort of approach to fast fashion.
6,000 movie theater owners gathered for a week-long convention in Las Vegas this week. The annual CinemaCon is an event where movie studios promote their upcoming releases to owners of theaters across the country. Additionally, the convention honored stars like Lupita Nyong'o and her Quiet Place Day One co-star Joseph Quinn, Amy Poehler, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, also taking home awards. Bentonville Film Festival founder Gina Davis was honored with the Trailblazer Award, and of course we can flex because we've had Gina here on Good Day in WA.
That's right, yeah. The 19 films selected to compete for the Palme d'Or at the 77th Cannes Film Festival have been announced. New films from Yorgos Lanthimos, Francis Ford Coppola, and Andrea Arnold will screen at the French Festival. Numerous other big-name filmmakers are also returning to Cannes, which runs May 14th through the 25th. This year's Cannes follows an astounding 2023 edition that premiered 3 Best Picture nominees, of course, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Zone of Interest, and Palme d'Or winner Anatomy of a Fall. George Lucas set to receive an honorary Palme d'Or at the closing ceremony on May 25th. That festival does kick off again on May the 14th.
Would you say this is kind of where those big blockbuster films are kind of like born, if you will? I know sometimes it's like maybe big films, but also maybe those films that are a little bit smaller as well. But is this kind of like the kickoff to the movie season that we'll be seeing for the next year?
Traditionally, it's been more of a kickoff to films that would be in contention for major awards. But more so recently, you're seeing the summer blockbusters premiere at Cannes. I think last year they had Mission Impossible, they had Indiana Jones. I think that some of the ones that you're going to see as part of our lineup for the summer blockbusters are going to premiere at Cannes this year. So I think it's kind of been a little bit of a shift, honestly, in their programming and probably trying to create more buzz around all the movies.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Meghan and Harry back in the TV business. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have 2 shows in the works with Netflix. One's going to focus on cooking, gardening, and entertaining. The second will introduce viewers to the world of professional polo, a sport that is loved by Harry. Show names and release dates will come at a later date, though we do know that the royal couple's Archwell Productions has a multi-year deal with the streaming giant. I've listened to one episode of Meghan's podcast. archetypes. It was fine. It was with Mariah Carey.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
If you can imagine what that was like.
Yeah.
One thing is, you know, I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, they didn't want to be in the spotlight, but here they are again.
Right.
For me, and of course, I don't know all the royal deets. I think for me, they just wanted to be able to do the things how they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Under their own terms.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
like Frank Sinatra said, they did it their way. I think that that's what they were looking to do without being boxed in. Right?
Well said. I like that.